I know he didn't find himself scoring today, but he got an assist. He's been involved in 24 goals for Spurs this season, Gael. You would have seen him when he was making an impact, when he was first starting to get his name recognised in the league, and now he's gone on to become England captain. He's been touted as possibly being able to overtake or at least match Alan Shearer's Premier League goal-scoring record of 260 goals. Did you think he was going to be as good as he is today? Gael, do you think he would be achieving the highs that we're seeing now?
Well, I think there's no secret. I spoke with Adebayor at the time when he was at Tottenham, and he was telling me that Harry was not often, but he had some injuries. And he told me, listen, Gael, this guy, what he's doing now, I knew he was going to do it because the way he was working from his rehab, and, he was staying extra and he was hitting the ball right foot, left foot, finishing maybe for like 20, 30 minutes. There's no surprise for me. So when you hear a teammate speaking about a player, a young player becoming a top player, there's no secret. And what we see now, this evolution of him becoming a fake number 9, it tells you everything about the guy. So the record and everything he can do, goal scoring and opportunities and being the captain, I'm not impressed by that. I'm not impressed because when you have quality and when you have the attitude, it's a great combination to be successful. And what he's doing at the moment is just phenomenal. And being a player, I know it's not easy to change or sometimes to accept what a manager will ask you. So today we can see that Mourinho is asking him to be a little bit deeper. Perhaps he won't score that many goals, but he's already on 9, 10 assists. And this is a trade of top players to accept what it needs to be done for the team. And and I congratulate him so much because I know how hard it is. And I can see only improvement for him over the next couple of years coming.
When it comes to strikers being this selfless, and Harry Kane did give an interview earlier this week, Gary, talking about how he's been deployed this season in this way. Perhaps it's not so much that he's trying to think of stretching out his career, but he's just doing what the manager asked him and involving Son and Moura or Bale, whoever's on the pitch, with the pace to run beyond him. How many strikers are that selfless that you can think of? I mean, you played with someone like Gary Lineker, great goal scorer. Would he be as selfless as Harry Kane?
I think that top goal scorers will also recognise when other players are in better positions than them. And therefore it's all about the selection. And I think there are times there have been times even this season where Harry Kane has decided to take a strike at goal when maybe there was a better option on. So he's still got that streak inside him. He still wants to be the top goal scorer. I'm pretty certain of that. But I think he's found a certain amount of joy in being the provider as well. And when you drop deep and you become a provider, then suddenly you start to ask different questions of opposing defenders, which actually means sometimes when you're the most advanced player or you're the more advanced player, you are kind of less predictable from that defender's point of view. And the defender's now saying, well, is he going to drop or is he going to stay up here? Is he going to look to spin in behind? So you have another dimension to a striker's game that you have to deal with as a defender. I can only see that it benefits a striker being a little bit less selfish at times and a little bit more mobile and subtle with your movement.
Gael, you've played with 2 of the top 10 highest goal scorers in the Premier League, Aguero and Thierry Henry. Harry Kane is now on that list. Did you ever see Aguero and Henry being as selfless as Kane has proven himself to be for Spurs? The way he's got the most tackles at one stage in the game, as mentioned in the interview. The way he drops deep. The way he seems to be more willing to assist than to score.
Well, Thierry wasn't bad, in terms of assist, and,
yes.
And he was also giving penalty away for his teammates. So it's a different kind of players. But how would you say? A striker is there to score. So in the end, if your striker is making you win the game, you'll be happy. But for sure, looking from outside and not being a teammate or being on the pitch, for me, it's great to see a striker. I was saying this before, going back and helping teammates, defending, tackling, winning balls, winning free kicks. Because in football, it's too fast to decide who has been the best player on the game, the player who scored the winning goal. It's not all about that. Obviously, it is, because if you make your team win, you'll be the decider. But I think there is a point at one point you need to be consistent and consistent in the efforts, in the desire to hurt yourself, and sacrifice yourself for the team. And I think that's a great example of Harry Kane. He knew today that he was going to maybe touch the ball a little bit less than other games, but he was ready to tackle. He was ready to keep the ball, to get fouls. And I judge a player also by this. I want to get into detail and statistic, yes, because that's important, but I also want to see player involved throughout the game, not just the last 5 minutes of the game, one shoot, one goal, and you make your team win. I want to see this player concerned from the first minute until the last minute, and Harry Kane is the perfect example for any young striker aspiring anyway.
We should also add the record amount of assists in a single Premier League season is 20, jointly held by Thierry Henry and Kevin De Bruyne.